my best friend. Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. How it's gonna stay in the fight with you. Just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it.
Hi ladies! Today I am tackling two areas of my house that needed some decluttering, some cleaning, and definitely some organizing. So the first one is the bathroom. And as you can see, especially in this drawer right here, things are just all over the place. This is not organized by any means, and I suspect there are things in there that we no longer are using. And the second area of my house is this pantry that I have in the basement. So this is where I store all the extra stuff. And as you can see, there is a lot of things piled up on that cabinet and on the floor. And when we get to that section, I'm gonna kind of explain why it looks the way it looks and why I am tackling it right now so it doesn't become another major decluttering area in my house, which has been the case in the past. And we are starting with our main bathroom in the house. When you're looking at this, when I was showing you the cabinets and the drawers, it does not look too bad. I'm not claiming that it needs some huge decluttering. I have done those over the years. Right now, I'm kind of doing what I call maintenance decluttering. So probably every up to 6 months or so, I go through all the items in our bathrooms and make sure that I get rid of anything that we are no longer using, anything that expired. So it is not too bad. However, I know that if I don't do those maintenance declutter sessions every 6 months or so, it's gonna get bad before I know it. So that is definitely something I have learned over the years, that even though my house does not have a lot of clutter, it's something that I really need to be in the habit of doing on a regular basis for me to make sure it doesn't get out of control. And something that I want to talk about in this video is, when I say every 6 months, I personally don't have it scheduled. Like it has to be this month, it has to be exactly 6 months. For me, the trigger is kind of when I look at the bathroom, I can tell that it just needs something. So, if you are that kind of a person that does not like too much structure when it comes to cleaning, you're not the only one. I know that I will get to it, and at this point of my decluttering and cleaning journey, I know that it's not gonna get out of control because I see it. However, if you do need more structure, then I would suggest, yes, put it on your calendar. Pick the months that you're gonna be doing specific cleaning. You can be as structured or as unstructured as you want, depending on your preferences, and get your house into a state that you want it in. So let me know in the comments, which one are you? Do you like a lot of structure when it comes to cleaning? Is that what helps you stay on task, keeps you accountable? Or are you the type of person who needs just a little bit of structure, but anything that is too much becomes quickly overwhelming and you're just kind of resisting it altogether? So definitely let me know.
A million people in the crowd, but I only see your face in all the lights. And as the bass keep pounding on me, baby, I really wanna make you mine. I don't really care about love. I don't really care about happy ever afters. Something about you gives me.
Now, for me, this particular drawer was a big sign that I need to do something in my bathroom, that I need to go in and declutter and clean a little bit. So this is where my daughter stores all, well, I shouldn't say all, majority of her hair accessories, things that we use kind of on daily basis. And as you saw, kind of everything was mixed in, and I noticed that when we're trying to get ready in the morning, it's becoming problematic because we constantly are looking through things. We constantly have to dig and find what we want, a particular color or a particular hair accessory that she's looking for. So that was my sign, and that that drawer needed attention. And because that drawer needed attention, I might as well tackle the whole bathroom because I know I haven't done that. So use those cues for yourself to decide, when it's time to tackle a particular project, whether it's decluttering or cleaning or organizing. When you kind of look at your day-to-day activities, how your day is running, any challenges that you notice, that is most likely the sign that something needs to be addressed. Whether that is, there is too much clutter, whether something needs to be simplified because the system that you have in your home is not working, whatever that is usually kind of your first trigger that's gonna tell you, hey, you know what, I need to look at this particular area of my house or this particular routine and see what I can do to make it better and make it more functional for me.
Every change has a reason. Baby, let it come to you. Every soul, every season lives outside of status quo. If we stop believing we're meant to be.
So I talked about it in my previous videos, but I do like to involve my kids when it comes to decluttering, in particular of their things. So I put like a little pile for my daughter to look through of things that whether she wants to throw it away or keep it. There were a few items that I put on the side before I gave it to her because I knew they were broken, so they were not staying, and she knew exactly what they were. But then she decided which ones she really wanted to keep and which ones she was ready to let go. And the ones you see over there by her hands, those were the ones she was going to take to her room because it's not something we use on a daily basis. So it's like almost for like special occasions. So she can keep it in her room and it's not in our way as we are getting ready for the day. Now in this lower drawer, I really didn't get rid of anything in there. Those are just some of my tools for my hair, and even though I am not using them every single day, I just decided to keep it in this drawer simply because I did not want to put it somewhere else and then look for it. We had the space, so all of them are together, and even though we use some of them daily, some of them maybe just every few weeks, we decided, you know what, for this one it's gonna be much more functional if we keep everything in that one drawer. So that's another tip I have for you. You have to kind of decide what decluttering, what organization looks for you, because you always want to keep in mind how that functions for your home. What's going to be the easiest for you to maintain, and what's going to be the easiest for you to function, to make your life easier, especially when you're trying to get ready, trying to get out of the house. We are all busy, so we're always looking for function and for simplicity. So this was all the stuff I was getting rid of. It was not too much, but at the same time, it's quite a bit when you talk about just one small cabinet and a medicine cabinet. It's stuff that we don't need, it's broken, expired. That's why it's so helpful to go through it on a regular basis to get rid of anything that just no longer is needed for you. And the last thing I wanted to do for my bathroom was change the shower rod because it was rusting away. When my son pointed it out to me, because that is the bathroom that they are using the most, I knew that I needed to change it because he is not the one who will point out things like that. He likes to keep things the same, but he did point out, and when I looked at it, it did look like it needed to be exchanged. So I got one from Amazon and I decided to change that as I was cleaning the bathroom. And I think I have a little clip at some point here that shows you kind of how rusted it was. So I think we had those for, I want to say 7 years or so. So it was definitely time to change that. And I did find, as you saw, the ones I didn't have them before, where you have like a little hook for the lining and a little hook for the actual curtain. So it has been working out pretty good. But another thing I wanted to point out is that I do like to combine things like that. So, whatever little projects or updates I needed for the bathroom, I try to tackle that as I am doing that decluttering. So I think you can see, the rusting on those that I was trying to show in that little clip. But I like to, batch those tasks in that specific room so I can tackle them at the same time. I feel like it helps me a lot because it is, in the same space. I'm doing all the things related to the bathroom, and it just makes it go much faster, and I feel like I'm much more efficient that way. And if you are new to my channel, my name is Marta. I am a full-time working mom, and on my channel I post a lot of videos about decluttering, organizing, really home management from a working mom's perspective. So if this is something that you enjoy, make sure that you do subscribe for more videos, for more content from me. And I wanted to ask you guys, what are you currently decluttering in your house? With the new year, I feel like we tend to get this new energy, and if you have been trying to simplify your home, to declutter, let me know what you are doing, if it's anything big because you got that energy for New Year's, or if you're just kind of maintaining, like I am. I know when I was talking about the 25 things to declutter, I did mention quite a few things, so I am going down that list from my home, but I also have been doing a lot of digital decluttering, and I'll get to that in a minute. But let's talk about this area first. So my basement, this is the flow over pantry. So anything that I have a surplus of, any extra things, that's where they end up. But you see a lot of like plates and containers on top of that cabinet, just a bunch of things. So this is what has happened to this area because of two things. One, holiday season. So when we are hosting for holidays, there's just not enough counter space, not enough areas to put things, so we kind of tend to put things in this area for temporarily, if you will. Then I did do some decluttering in my kitchen after the holidays, so anything that I did not think I needed in a kitchen, I put in this area. So it just kind of started to gross stuff, if you will. It started to be really cluttered. And if you have been here for a while and you have seen my previous videos, you know that my basement is the area that kind of started this whole decluttering journey for me. The entire basement was just horrendous. It looked like a hoarder house. It had so many things in there. That resulted exactly from this habit of putting things down there for later, or because I was decluttering and I needed to figure out where to put them. So this is another visual for me that is also like a trigger, knowing, hey, you know what, I need to tackle this before it starts getting worse. So this is what what was happening in here in this area, I needed to go through things, especially the things that I brought down from the kitchen, and decide, do I really want to keep it, or am I ready to let it go? So there were just things, like you can see in the back, I have some plates and I kind of put them in the basement. I thought, you know what, we bought some new ones. These ones can be just kind of emergency or some extra ones. And once I got to the basement and looked at them, I decided, you know what, I don't need the extra plates. I have plenty of plates in the kitchen. There is just really no reason to hold on to them. So I donated that. But this is, it's so easy for an area to get out of control when we do those things, when we declutter and then we shift things to a different room to the side later, or we're not really using it on all that often, but we use it sometimes, so then we start piling things up. So it is so important to go through those things on regular basis and make sure that you do take that cue that, you know what, it's starting to look like I have a lot of stuff on the surface. It's time to go through that. So we are, I wish I could tell you that I am perfect after all this decluttering and I get rid of things as soon as I feel like I might not need them, but that is not the case. And, maybe someday it will be, but at this point, I still need to, for some things, kind of, some processing time to decide if I am ready to let things go or not. So let me know if you have a problem like that, or a challenge, I should say, where, you do need to take some time to decide whether to get rid of some things or not. And if it's a particular type of thing, definitely let me know.
You were my best friend. Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every
And as you are watching me declutter and organize this space here with my extra pantry items, I wanted to go back to what I started talking about, and that is the digital clutter. I talked about it a little bit in my video when I talked about 25 things to declutter in 2025. And there were quite a few items in there that were related really to like digital clutter. So whether that were your, files, your calendar, your emails, a lot of those things that, are on our computers, whether it's at work or at home. And for some reason, those were always very hard for me to declutter. And I think hard, one, from the aspect I like to keep things. I don't like to delete them because I never know when I'm gonna need something, especially for work. And two, simply because I feel like it's very overwhelming. Like there's just so many things. I know I like to have my inbox, with no emails, but it's so hard to keep it that way when there are so many emails coming your way. And that is both at work and at home. So I have been really intentional over the past few weeks of decluttering any like digital mess, digital clutter that I had. And it has been going so well. I think once I started getting into that, it has been amazing. I know for emails, for my personal emails, I unsubscribed from so many things. I did not realize how many different like promotional emails I was getting. I did not realize that I had I think notifications set up like that for like Facebook and LinkedIn. So I was getting 10, 15 emails from both of them every single day. And I didn't probably catch on to it because I use Gmail, so they're like in this promotional tab or social tab, or I don't even know, one of those. So it wasn't like in my face, but I was, after I did that, I'm barely getting any emails, and it has been amazing because now the few that I get, I know that those are the ones I want to get, and I can quickly read them and I can quickly take action on them. I also did a lot of decluttering of my digital files at work and at home. What worked for me, because I don't like to, especially at work, delete files, like I said, or get rid of them just because I might need them. I just, instead of deleting them. I just put them in one folder. I think I called it like archive or something. And I just moved those files there, nicely organized in folders. So if I need it, they're there. But it's not, when I open my files, they're not, my folders are very, I downsized quite a bit, and it's so much easier. And I can't believe it took me so long to get to this point. But if digital clutter is something you're struggling with, definitely there is hope. I'm gonna give you, I'm here to give you the encouragement. I don't know if I will ever include it in a video because I'm not sure how I will do that. But if you are struggling with it, it will get better. The hardest part is to get started, and once you do, I promise it's, there is hope, there is the light at the end of the tunnel. So if you are struggling with digital clutter, let me know. Even if I don't create a video, maybe I can do some sort of a printable with like tips on it, or maybe a blog post. If you're interested, let me know down below.
Every high, every night with you, you and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime rumors. We were in too deep.
And that is it. 2 big bags to get rid of, donate, and throw away, and some old sodas that I needed to empty out first. But it looks so much better. Again, as always, not Pinterest perfect, but it's organized and it functions the way I want it to function. So hopefully you got some motivation. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.